What is an environmental audit? This is a good question. What is an environmental audit? Okay, in the previous videos we have talked about environmental impact assessments for businesses, projects, So an environmental audit, it is as it sounds. It is an audit that is done for a project, for a business, to see that it is actually complying to the conditions that were given when an environmental approval was given. I showed you last time, I told you that once you get an environmental audit for a project here in Kenya, that a license comes with conditions. You have been given this approval on these conditions. So you're supposed to make sure that you meet these conditions, right? And we said there are several conditions. You have conditions for when you are constructing your project. You wanted to build a hospital, a private hospital. There are conditions of when they are building the block, mjengo ikikam up. There are conditions for when you are operating your business. Now, mjengo ushamaliza, now usha launch your hospital, and now you're even receiving and offering services to your clients. So there are conditions during that phase of operations. So an audit, it is an exercise that comes to see that your services, your operations are actually meeting the conditions that we are given. As the report was being prepared, the environmental impact assessment report for your project, there's something that is called environmental management plan that was designed for you by your consultant. You are supposed to meet this plan. You're supposed to operate in regard to this plan so that you're able to manage the environment as you operate. So an audit is coming to check that you're actually implementing the environmental plan that was set out in your report and the conditions of the license. So an environmental audit is done after you have operated for, say, 12 months. Since you started the hospital, ulishajenga, maybe it took you a whole 2 years to complete the structure and design it and furnish and everything. And then you launched on the third year, right? Since, assuming you launched in January of 2025, next year, after 12 months of full operation, January of 2026, then you'll be required to conduct your initial environmental audit. Then, as from there, you will be doing these environmental audits annually because it is an annual exercise. Ni kama tu vile unafanyanga your financial audits annually. Every time you ufanye returns the KRA, especially these days, you have to have an auditor who comes and goes through your books and so on and so on. So an environmental audit is coming to check that your business operations are actually in line with the conditions and the environmental plan that was given to you during approval of that project. And so if you're in need of an environmental audit, if you have been operating for more than 12 months since you got your EIA license, probably you're due for an environmental audit. In case you need such, make sure to reach me out. My number is on the screen and we shall see the way forward for you. Reach me out and then we shall be able to advise you accordingly.